What it is, what it do, what's happening, man. Nocturnal Thoughts with a real quick video that I'm gonna get out the way. So I was thinking, man, you know, chill mode is over, back on grind mode. New video, new thoughts, right? Lenard Ellerbe, man. I was listening to Lenard Ellerbe a little bit, talking about how he really didn't want to talk about Devon Haney versus Gervonta Tank Davis is two different weight classes. And if Gervonta Tank Davis wanted to, he could comfortably go down to 130 pounds. He's going to do what he want to do. Can't nobody dictate. Can't nobody dictate what Gervonta Tank Davis does in his career. He's going to do what he's going to do that's best for him. Right? Okay, cool. I'm going to tell you, man. You're only as good as your last performance in your last fight. I like Gervonta Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? He brings a lot to the table with boxing. You know, got a lot of charisma, a very entertaining style, knockout power. You know what I'm saying? Gervonta Tank Davis has all the potential in the world to be, you know, a great representation of boxing, period, point blank. But so does the dream, Devon Haney. You know what I'm saying? He putting in a lot of work. And so far out of that group of the four kings, when it was neck and neck, right now, Devon Haney just done jumped out in the lead. He leading the pack right now. You know, pay-per-view numbers to the side. Because I really don't want to go into pay-per-view numbers and who makes the most money and who dresses the best and who does the best hairstyles and who does the, you know, all this, you know, it really to me is about their dedication, their training, and they fight in the ring and who they fighting against and how their performance look. And Tank looked real good. He looked spectacular when he fought Mario Barros at 140. Knocked him down, TKO'd him, flipped off the ropes. But we know styles make fights, and we pay attention to all the fights. We've seen Mario Barros show his vulnerability to that short, stocky, powerful southpaw style in this fight. Before that, he barely got past that Argaminoff dude. His face was all busted up and swollen up, but he won nevertheless with a little clip punch at the end of that. He knocked him down earlier in the fight. Then the fight was just back and forth, ebbs and flows. Great fight. And then the Argaminoff dude was busting up Mario Barros, winning the fight. And Mario Barros landed a punch at the end of the fight, damn near, and he knocked him down. You know, it wasn't even a devastating knockdown, just kind of clipped him. Dude got back up. They gave the fight to Mario Barros. When you seen Calvin Ford studying for Mario Barros and he looked at that fight, you could see that Mario Barros was sort of tailor-made for Gervonta Tank Davis to shine at 140 pounds. That's why when Gervonta Tank Davis went up to 140 pounds, I was like, okay, cool, knock off Mario Barros. This is chess, not checkers. But you still got Josh Taylor still out there. You still got Regis Prograis out there at 140. Devon Haney wasn't even in that picture no more. He was, you know what I'm saying, still at the 135. Right? I'm going to leave Teofimo Lopez out of this conversation, even though he looked great against Josh Taylor. You know what I'm saying? I want to stick to my point and make this video short. Argaminoff looked great against Mario Barros. Mario Barros barely made it past him, and he went in there against Gervonta Tank Davis, and Gervonta Tank Davis shined. He shined against Hector Garcia. Hector Garcia looked good against Chris Colbert, prime time, Little B-Hop. But we seen what happened with Little B-Hop in his last performance against Rayo, where he got a gifted decision. And you seen what happened in his rematch against Rayo, where he got obliterated and got knocked out. So that Hector Garcia fight don't look so spectacular against Gervonta Tank Davis in hindsight when you factor in Chris Colbert's performance against Hector Garcia and Chris Colbert's performance against Rayo. You just see what Christopher Colbert is, where he's supposed to be fighting at and what his league is. So Gervonta Tank Davis, Mario Barros is a good win. He went up there and Mario Barros fought against Keith Thurman. Didn't look too bad, but he lost. And then he just won against Yordenis Ugas. But we've seen Yordenis Ugas was really dealing with a bunch of injuries, got beat to a pulp by Errol Spence, and was on a hiatus. So it's good for Mario Barrios to look good against Yordenis Ugas. Let's see what Mario Barrios looks like against Jerron Boots Ennis. But Regis Prograis at 140 had worked his way back up to being a champion 2 times. He only had lost against Josh Taylor, but was never dominated. And when he fought against Devon Haney, who was not coming off of a great performance against Lomachenko, but it was a victory. I say it was sort of a gifted victory, but it was a victory nevertheless. But his performance against Regis Prograis is stamping things because it's the progress of Devon Haney. You've seen how spectacular he looked against Regis Prograis. Cool. In my mind, that just makes Tank versus Devon Haney straight 50-50 fight in the ring. I don't care about the negotiations, even though it is a factor. We'll see how that goes, but it looks like it ain't going to go nowhere because Devon Haney not bringing enough to the table. But it looks like, listening to Lenard Ellerbe, it sounds like the only thing Devon Haney brings to the table is an ass whooping for Gervonta Tank Davis. Because you cannot be a master of media manipulation for Gervonta Tank Davis and be his mouthpiece, knowing that Gervonta Tank Davis is like, I want to come and get all these dudes. And that's not verbatim. I want to come get all these dudes. But then turn around and say, oh, Gervonta Tank Davis can fight at 130. It's like, what if Monster Inoue wanted to fight at 130 or 135 or 140? I'm just saying, Tank want to go down to fight against a Monster Inoue. I want to see Tank fight against a Frank Martin. That'd be a cool fight. But the big fight for him, in my opinion, would be Devon Haney. And when Devon Haney is separating himself from the pack and putting himself at the top, going up to 140 and looking as good as he looked, dominating Regis Prograis, because Gervonta Tank Davis didn't dominate Mario Barrios. He won and he knocked him out, but he didn't dominate. You know, it was a sticky little situation. Devon Haney, it wasn't nothing sticky about it. That was smooth, easy work for Devon Haney against Regis Prograis. If I was Tank and I was Tank team, putting the negotiations in the A side, B side, in the face of boxing, put all that shit to the side. We talking about just warrior business, standing on warrior business, standing on warrior business. Tank should be foaming at the mouth and chomping at the bit to take Devon Haney off the chessboard. Period, point blank. Period, point blank. Take him off the battlefield, take him out the equation, and defeat him. And anything less than that sounds like, without some kind of huge advantage point, then you concern too much to risk it to fight against Devon Haney. That's the way the optics look. And that's the way the audio sounds like, listening to Lenard Ellerbe talking about Gervonta Tank Davis can fight at 130 and he fights at 135 and Devon Haney don't bring enough to the table to fight him. That sounds like somebody that's not really a general trying to call shots on the battlefield. Those are my thoughts, y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Salute, salute, salute.